happy holidays, and all that shit to everyone. Hey, what's your gift this year? A special edition of your Tinker Stinker Power Hour, back for a very special show. Actually, I got to make an adjustment here. Give me just a moment, guys. I forgot my microphone's not right. Bear with me just a moment. Hold on. Sorry about that. Does that work? Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, happy holidays and all that jazz. What's up? Good to see you all. I know it's been a while, like I said before. I'm taking the rest of the year off to focus on some things to make sure I can eventually get this show to where it needs to be the show that it's supposed to be. And, get out all my ducks in line, get all the best equipment. The plan is to actually turn this into a podcast and have like an actual crew that works with me. Some people that are, providing me with stats and all that crap. So, there you go. That's gonna be coming up. I'm not sure, what it's gonna take to do that. Other than money. So I'm trying to make that work so I can actually have a show that's viable, for the future. And if I don't take the time to make it right, it's never going to be right. So that's why I've taken the time off. So this is it. I decided to come back just in time for, last game of the regular season or first game of the playoffs, depending on where you're at, help you either make the playoffs or continue to the next round. So that's what I'm here to do. A special Christmas present for you all. You're welcome. Love you all. Good to see you all again. Come on in, ask all your questions. I've got some prepared shit here for you. We're going to do all the usual stuff that we would do on the Tinker Stinker Power Hour. And, like I said, it's one time only. Although next season, I can guarantee this. I will do a Tinker Stinker Power Hour every Sunday morning, barring major events. But other than that, Sunday mornings, next season, I will be here. I don't know what else I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to have some other shows going on or what. I've been doing special guest spots and that sort of a thing. But, as far as the show goes, yeah. It's taken a big step back, but I will be doing the Sunday Tinker Stinker Power Hour every Sunday next season, and then any other shows that I do, guest spots, regular weekly shows, etc., is all going to be a bonus. But eventually, and my aim is for the 2024 NFL season, I'll be back full time, full shows every day, podcast. That's the plan. I've got a lot of things going right now. We're going to be gearing up to move in April. We're moving to Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right. A brand new location. So I'll have a new studio up and everything. So a lot of speculation for the next couple years. But let's say, put that all aside for right now. Let's focus on this day, today. Yeah, Sunday, December 18th. That's right, week 15, the first week of playoffs for some people, last week of regular season for others. Either way, I'm going to help you out, all right? So let's do our usual good mornings here. Alejandro Meza. Hell yeah, he's back. That's right, I am. Thank you for the warm greeting there, Mr. Meza. What else we got, Matt? The gods amongst men. There he is, the GOAT. Hey, that's right. Fuck Tom Brady. I'm the GOAT. Nah, it's all good. No. That's the GOAT right there. That's the GOAT right there. Morning, you beautiful bastard. Hello to you, Nick. Good morning to you. Thank you for that. There's some questions here, and we'll get to those. We're going to get to the questions here in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to open up the show the way we normally open up the show. Now, normally we do the morning pour, but my assistant got a little carried away and already poured my beer for me. Like, it's great. It's wonderful. Like, Thanks for doing that, but I wanted to do it. It's okay though. It's all right. This is a Rogue. I don't know if you can see that. It's a chocolate stout nitro, so it's like a Guinness style stout, but with a little chocolate added to it. I'm not a big fan of like fruity beers, but put a little bit of a chocolate in a stout. Mwah, it's good. You know, chef's kiss. So here you go. Good morning, everyone. Let's start it off right. Good shit. There you go. Now, let's kick it off even a little better. Because here's the thing. The other night I was at my poker game, right? We had like a white elephant exchange thing, and I ended up with this bad boy right here. Yeah, nice bottle of Jameson, some Irish whiskey. Let's go on with that. So everybody, shake your asses, raise your glasses, because here we go. All right, taking a shot with the Bud Man. It's like the Santa Claus of weed. I don't know. Anyway, Bud Man, let's go. Hey, love you all to week 15 to either making the fantasy playoffs or dominating round one. Here we go. Good shit. Good shit. Here's to you all. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. All right. And then one more little ceremonial thing for everyone, of course. Whoa, what the hell happened? All of a sudden, 4 people dropped off. Like we don't want to see you fucking drinking and shit. Just get to the goddamn advice. You fine. Hey, come back. I'm gonna get there with it. All right. So here we go. Oh, for you, if you didn't see, here's my shirt this morning. Yeah, yeah. That famous fight, the big one in Street Fighter style. That's right. Ralphie kicking the shit out of Scott Farkas. Hey, for those of you who don't know, it's not Scott Farkas. It's Scott. SCUT. I think there's only one T. But anyway, there you go. Take that bit of a Christmas knowledge with you. You know, Christmas Story is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Christmas movies of all time. And that scene, of course, is great. It's not a sweater. It's on a T-shirt, but it almost looks like a ugly sweater. I love it. It's good stuff. Got the lamp on there and everything. So anyway, all right. And for those of you who know, I mean, like when I did my well, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna get on with the show, but before I do that, for all my 420 fans out there, yeah, what's up? I got my Terp Ferguson, with all these different Turb Ferguson with the turbine perks and everything else. Anyway, so I got some Terply number 10, some big terpene power. So here's to y'all. Fucking 420 love. It's not 420 anywhere. It will be in like 19 minutes and like somewhere on like the other side of the world. But it doesn't matter. Love you all. Everybody's already left. The only real crew is here. 6 of you left. 5 of you are like, fuck you. Hopefully we can get some more people in here. But I don't give a shit. Even if it's just a few of you. I love you all. You're the best. The best and the brightest. Nobody expected this. Nobody saw this coming. I'm not expecting a huge crowd here today. Just the best and the brightest. And those of you who are ready to fucking crush your league this week. So here we go. So here's to you all. There we go. Man, that was a pussy little fucking hit. Let me take a better hit than that. All right, that's better. All right, for those of you who are left. All right, so I've got what's it? The OGs got your back. Hey, that's right. The OGs. Wasn't that like a R&B group? I don't know. Anyway. Fuck yeah. Matt, what's up? Let's see. All right. Wedding cake here. Yeah, I got this other shit. It's called ice cream cake. It's like wedding cake and some other thing mixed. I don't know. Good stuff. What we got here? Richie Bar, you can drink a beer in front of me anytime. Better than those dudes trying to promote their terrible rap album and them skinny jeans. What? What the who are you talking about? Who's got a rap album? Who's got a terrible rap album and skinny jeans talk? I want to know. Let me know who's doing that because I ain't paying attention to the other crews because those crews can go fuck themselves. I never did release the video to let everybody know exactly what happened with a lot of things because I just kind of figured it's sort of petty, it's bullshit. I want to move past all that shit, but I can tell you right now. I'm gonna just fucking let it out. The Fantasy Hustler and Bogey and all them are a bunch of fucking frauds. They're a bunch of fucking fakes. Don't get involved with them. They'll just fucking take you and use you for everything that they can. They took my ideas. They took my ideas and they stole them. They used them. They fucking told me to fuck off. And it's a bunch of bullshit. And I don't want to be involved with anything like that. Part of the reason why I got out of the game for a while is just because there's so much of that drama and crap with that fucking crew and all those people. All right. All they do is once they don't like you, they'll chew you up and spit you out. They'll take everything that they can from you. Okay. There's a bunch of us, remember TD? That guy got it too. Remember JC? That guy got it too. I'm not even a big fan of that guy, but I'll still say they fucked him too. All right. There's still people involved with them that don't get it yet. That I'm friends with. I hope one day they figure out that that's just a bunch of toxic fucking bullshit. So let's go move on from that and let's get to the real shit. All right? Enough of that shit. What do we got? Your old crew, hustlers, dudes. I don't follow them. They talk more than help. They don't help with the shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Bogey goes half cock. I'm like, oh, I can name a bunch of offensive coordinators. That means I know fantasy football. No, it doesn't. You're wrong about a lot of shit. I'll admit I was wrong about one fucking thing. I'll admit it right now. I was wrong about Tyreek Hill. All right, he didn't fall off. I wasn't saying he was going to fall off. I even said he would still be top 10. I just didn't think he'd be top 5. Still is. Still great. Great with Tua. I was wrong about that. Okay? I can admit when I'm wrong. I saw something last year that just, he had a down year. All right? But he's back up. Okay? I admit. I was wrong about that. But as far as most everything else, fuck that crew. I've got them. I would fucking take them on, in a challenge. You know, analysis for analysis any day of the week. Anyway, I'm gonna move past them. Fuck them. Yeah, that's right, man. Fuck them. Who cares? Let's not even fucking give them the lip service. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna answer the questions that are up here first, and then I'm gonna get to what I got here, which is basically a game by game fantasy analysis. And that's it. We'll talk if you have questions about injuries, if you have questions about kickers, defense, whatever you have questions about, put them there. Otherwise, I'm just going to go with what I got prepared here. All right. Love you all. Thank you for coming back. Hopefully, we get some more people up in here. There's some people that I really like that I'd like to see again. But anyway, yeah, but don't worry, no matter what, I will be back next season. Only on Sundays for the time being. Anything can change. If I hit it fucking big in Vegas, well, with the poker, which I've been getting better at, of course, anything can happen. It could come back anytime. But when I do come back, I'm coming back right. I'm gonna have a crew. I'm gonna have a good set. I'm gonna have a fucking podcast going on. But anyway, let's get to the advice here. What do we got? All right. So let's get to some questions first, and then I'm gonna go over what I have prepared. First question of the show, Richard Ybarra, Foreman or Jamal? Yeah, Devontae Foreman or Jamal Williams, I'm assuming is what you're going with there. I don't, I can't think of who else you may be talking about. And that's actually a really good question. And there's a lot to that. Let me, let me get into something. Oh, God damn it. Really? I gotta fucking answer. What's this? Why can't you just put in your password? Why do they need you to fucking? Yes, I'm signing in. Yes, this is me. Fuck off. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Bear with me a moment. Yes, that's me trying to sign in. Fuck you. All right. I'm just got to look at some information here and, you know, there. No, let me in, you fucks. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So the question is Foreman, Devontae Foreman, or Jamal Williams? And you know me, I'm a big Foreman guy. I love Foreman. Um, and I was on him when a lot of people weren't. And for those of you who listened, it paid off most weeks, not every week, but like I said, you're gonna use what I said in the beginning was you were gonna use him. You maybe not in that first week, although he killed it in that first week, and then you're just gonna play him by matchups as you go along, you know, and then you're not starting him in your last game, although the Bucks defense has fallen off. So you know you might start him in week 17. That might be something you do against Pittsburgh. I'm not scared of them. I'm looking at RB2 production pretty much from Foreman, solid, middle of the road, 12 to 15 points, RB2 production. That's what I'm looking at for Foreman. Thing with Jamal Williams is that I think both he and Swift are flex starts. Let me see if I can get it out. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, give me a sec. Bear with me just a moment here. Yeah, I think that both him and Swift have flex stats. The problem is that they're going to take away from each other. So, as good as they both can be, I'm expecting like maybe a total of 22 to 25 fantasy points from the running backs for the Lions. But how's that going to be? It's going to be 15 points for Jamal, 10 points for Swift, 12 and a half apiece, 13 for one, 12 for the other. You know, right. It's going to be something like that. But they both severely limit each other. I think 15 is the ceiling for Jamal Williams. And I think that it's almost the same for Foreman, except I think I'm going to give the slight edge to Foreman because the Jets defense has given up in most leagues. You know, they're top 10 against the run. So, you know, I'm in fantasy at least. So I'm not a big fan of starting Jamal Williams over Foreman in that case. I think that both Williams and Swift could be starts if you're in a deep league. If you're very shallow at running back, although you know if you're in the playoffs, you know, or in a playoff hunt, which is the only reason you're watching the show, you're likely not leaning on that so much. But you're asking the question, Foreman and Williams. I'm going to give the slight nod to Foreman here, just because the matchup's a little better. It's not much better. Um, you know, and I think that the Panthers and Steelers, it's going to be more of a defensive game, but that I think will work in the favor of running backs. It usually does. Usually in defensive games, it's kind of a defensive, grind it out, run it on the ground sort of thing. And I think I see that sort of thing happening in Pittsburgh. I'm going to be getting more into that here in a moment, but yeah, hey, give me Foreman this week over that. It's a really good question though. Really good question. Could go either way. I'm leaning Foreman over Williams just because Swift is there. If Swift wasn't there, I'd be going Jamal Williams. Thanks for the question. Don, good to see you again. Deciding to flex Swift, Mike Evans, Lazard, and Chris Moore. I'm gonna shock you all. Of all these people, I want Chris Moore. I think that the Texans suck. You know, obviously we know that. They're gonna be playing from behind. In fact, I got it's against the Chiefs. They're gonna score points. The Texans are gonna need to score points to even have a chance of catching up. Fuck the running game. I'm gonna be getting more into that in a minute, but and I'll get there. But I like Chris Moore. Okay, guy's been showing up every week. You know, because it's default. You know, no Brandon Cooks. You know, like I was saying, with Brandon Cooks, that's the reason why you're picking him because he's the only fucking offense they have. Well, I guess other than Pierce now, but Pierce is out. So now the only offense they have is basically Chris Moore. So to give you a better idea, now Kansas City, of course, you know their defense is great, and I would actually use them, and I'll get more into that later on too. But they give it up the fourth most fantasy points to wide receivers. So obvious, and the reason for that is because teams that are facing them have to keep up with their high volume of scoring, which means Wide receivers are always valuable to play against them. And the only valuable wide receiver in this game for the Texans is Chris Moore. So I want more of Chris and less of anyone else. So let's see here. They're doing kind of a committee thing at QB between Driscoll and Davis Mills. I think that the only viable start here really is Moore. Dude had 11 targets last game. Damn, caught 10 of them for 124 yards. So even with no touchdown, and he hasn't had a touchdown since week 9, I see a touchdown happening here because they're going to need score. All right? Like I said with Swift, he's splitting those carries, with Jamal Williams. I don't like that. He's probably going to get like 11 to 12 points. I think Moore, who's for some reason projected at only 7 or 8 points, like on Yahoo, I see him getting up into the mid-teens range, like maybe 13 to 15 points. Lazard, I think that Christian Watson's taken, a lot from him. It's such a cold game there on Monday that they don't really need to do much against the Rams. I think it's a good game for Jones and Dillon. I'm starting both of them. But actually, let me. Oops, sorry. Having a little technical. Oh, Jesus, come on. Sorry, having a little technical issue with the Yahoo here. Because that's what most people play. So I got to kind of look at what they're saying versus what I think. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, excuse me, Jones and Dillon. And Christian Watson. I mean, Lazard, he's okay. And he's better in the beginning. I think. Look at some stats here real quick, just to make sure I ain't talking out my ass. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, he scored 11.7 fantasy points last week, or not last week because that was the bye, but in week 13. He was much more consistent toward the beginning of the season, but since Christian Watson's been the guy, he's just kind of dropped off a bit. I do expect like 10 to 12 points for him, but I just like Moore a little bit more this week. So anyway, Mike Evans, it's just like between him and Godwin, they're going to be about the same. You're going to look at 12 to 15 fantasy points. Brady's not playing as well as he used to. He's getting old. I'm going to get more into all of that, into why, but I'm just going to let you know right now. I like Chris Moore. It's kind of a shock. But this is what you got to do when you're trying to get in the playoffs, or if you're in the playoffs, you got to make bold moves, like starting Chris Moore over Mike Evans, over Swift, over Lazard. That's my take this week. Now, you could take that and you go, fuck you, Tyrant. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What do you mean you're going to start Chris Moore over Mike Evans? You're fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm a little bit crazy. But the matchup is so much better, I think, for Chris Moore over Mike Evans. And I'm just going to bring up a stat here to prove my point. Versus Cincinnati, of course, the Bengals, they're top 5 against wide receivers. Okay. So, they've got a great, they got some great defensive backs that have be covering Mike Evans. They're not going to double team him, of course, because they got Godwin there, but I would temper my expectations for Evans just because it's not a good game for Tom Brady. It's getting later in the season. Dude is old. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, he's still playing. Yeah, he's still playing, but he's not playing to where he was. I don't even think has Brady gotten eclipsed 20 fantasy points as a quarterback this season? I don't even know. I don't think so. Let me see here. Okay, once he did it in week 4. That's it. Other than that, he's been below 20 fantasy points. Dude is not doing what he used to do. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not as big on them. I think that with as much scoring as the Texans will need to do, I think that Chris Moore is the better option there. It's a bold choice, but that's my That's what I'm going with. Lump, love it or lump it or whatever the fuck. Jesus, a lot of questions here. All right. Murray or Akers? That's a good one. Um, it's gonna be freezing cold, like 20 degrees or something like that on Monday in Green Bay. So obviously, what in that situation, usually there's going to be a lot more rushing. Akers has shown that he can be the guy that we thought he could be. They're actually giving him the ball. He's over the past 4 weeks, okay? 3 out of those 4 weeks, he's had double digit carries 12, 17, 14. All right. And the only time that he was less than that was against Kansas City because obviously they're going to need to throw the ball. They needed to throw the ball. It didn't help them, but they still they still needed to throw the ball. At Green Bay, I think that it's going to be a little closer. Um, so Akers is a decent is not a bad play. Let me look at Murray real quick. Versus Arizona, who's also not that great against running backs, Laddie Murray could have a good game. Excuse me. He's been a little bit more consistent lately, and he's been, it's been based on touches again. His bad game was last week against the Chiefs. 6.1 fantasy points. He only had 8 carries in that game. The previous 3 weeks before that, 17, 13, 17. All right. Since he's been the starter there, dude, has been getting or since he's been there, he's only had less than double-digit carries in 3 weeks, and those were against the Jets, the Titans, and the Chiefs. So it's really in good matchups against Arizona. They don't got Kyler Murray, so they're not going to be scoring a lot of points. I think Latavius Murray could really have a good game in this one. So give me the slightest of nods to Latavius Murray this week. All right. So Matt says, you say Marquise Brown, good to go. Yeah, my defense scoring crap. Well, hopefully Zona does it again like last week, due to scoring them. Yeah, I like Arizona as a defense this week. Marquise Brown's good to go, but I don't know. Without Kyler Murray. If I told you about that earlier in the week, it's because I wasn't sure about what was going on with Murray. But now we know that Murray's out. Honestly, I'm not starting anybody else. So I'd swap out Marquise Brown this week. Okay? Swap out Marquise Brown. If you need to know who to swap him out for, let me know. I mean, unless you got absolutely no one else at wide receiver, or if you're trying to flex him and you've got no one else left, I'd be sitting him. I'm not sitting Nuke, but I'd be sitting Marquise Brown. I'm going to get a little more into that later on. Richard says Murray versus Cardinals or Akers versus Packers. Didn't I just answer that shit? I did. Slight nod to Murray on that one. Happy 420. Also, Evans is always fucking iffy. Yeah, I agree. Thinking of Johnson is in his place. Yeah, it's the Yahoo League, so no info. I get it. But damn. Oh, you're talking about in our so we got the for those of you who don't know, who are watching, which is probably not many, but we got the special league, the fantasy. What I don't remember what I call it. What did I call it? The Fantasy Kingdom League. And so I'm in that, and then a lot of the other my super freaks who are with me on Patreon. Shout out to you. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a fun year. So anyway, can't give you advice, but I can give you advice here, and I can just say no. I'm not thinking of Johnson in his place. Stick with Evans. All right, we got that. Okay, you can drink. Old crew. Fuck them. Right. Mikey Martinez, what's up, bro? Glad to see you on. Should I start Stevenson? I've got Eckler, Foreman, PPR. I started Dobbins already. Good start on Dobbins. Good start. A lot of people were like, I ain't starting J.K. Dobbins coming back. I'm like, fuck yeah, look what he did a week before. All right. J.K. Dobbins is a fucking stud when he's healthy. When he's healthy. That's the operative language there. So good start there. As far as Ramondre Stevenson goes, let me check something here. Just a second. I mean, the matchup is good. He's been banged up. Pierce Strong, I think, is the future. Well, I mean, it's really interesting because Stevenson's great. I see like this whole thing. I see Damian Harris being the odd man out. I think it's gonna eventually be, and this is gonna start next year, Ramondre Stevenson and Pierce Strong as a committee. Okay. But for right now, Ramondre Stevenson's more or less the guy. The problem is, he was a little banged up. He was taken out of the game early last week. He only got 3 carries. This week, see, Harris is out, but I'm not really as concerned about him or Damian Harris. Kevin Harris is still there, but Pierce Strong's going to be there. So I still think Stevenson's going to get the lion's share of the carries, but and that should be fine against Vegas. So you got Eckler, Foreman. Well, obviously you're starting Eckler. So what is the question between Foreman and Stevenson, really? Excuse me. So between Foreman and Stevenson, yeah, start with Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, I think that Stevenson's going to kind of be a mid-level RB2, whereas Foreman's going to get you low-level RB2 numbers this week. That's my take on it. Just because I think the matchup is good for Stevenson. Against the Raiders, yeah, I like that. Yeah, he's going to be splitting some carries. They might ease him in a little bit, but I don't think they're going to ease him in all the way. I think he's going to get a decent amount of carries, and I think that's going to catapult him to start over Foreman in this case. Oscar, great to see you back on YouTube, man. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. Hey, what's up, Oscar? Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Let me get to his question real quick. Start one of these running backs this week. Stevenson, Fournette, Murray, Strong. If I'm going with any of them, I'm going to go Latavius Murray. The reason being is because, first of all, matchup's good. Second of all, let me take a look at something real quick here. Like I said, last week was a bad week for him. He only got 18 carries against the Chiefs. But it's because it's the Chiefs. This week he's got Zona. There's no Kyler Murray. They're not going to be throwing. Russ Wilson's going to, lean on the running game because he's been sucking fucking Bronco balls lately. So, sucking on them Rocky Mountain oysters. That's what he's cooking up. A bunch of fucking balls. A bunch of Rocky Mountain oysters to suck on. Anyway, I like Latavius Murray this week. So I'm going with him. I think Fournette's splitting a bit. He's splitting so much. It's basically 50-50 right now between him and White. And with the Bucks not playing so well, I don't know. I don't see him getting all that much. Stevenson, it's really, for me, it's in that case between Stevenson and Murray. I'm going to give the slight nod to Murray this week. I think he's going to have a good week. Christian Watson or Zay Jones? Give me Christian Watson. I think Zay Jones is fine. If you really are hard up on playing him, you can go with it. I feel, obviously I like Christian Kirk more, but he's been cutting into it. He's been kind of going back and forth. Good week, bad week, good week, bad week, good week, bad week. Last week he had a good week, this week, bad week. That's how it is. Got to go with the patterns sometimes. You got to do those kind of bold things when you're trying to get in the playoffs. I know it's not foolproof. It's not real analysis, but I have reasons. I'll be getting into some of those later on too. I'll talk a little bit more about that. I got some notes on it, versus Dallas. I'm not too concerned. Dallas's defense hasn't been as great as of late, but I think Christian Kirk's been a lot more solid and consistent than Zay Jones. So I think Christian Kirk's going to get a lot more of the attention than Zay this week. Um, but let's talk about the other Christian, or one of the other Christians, not McCaffrey, but Watson, right? Yeah. Let me bring up some statistics here. First of all, the Rams are giving up the ninth most fantasy points in the league. So take that for what it is. Let's go over the last 4 weeks of Christian Watson, shall we? All right. In PPR, 32.7 points against Dallas, 21.1 points against Tennessee, 21 points against that great Phillies D, 24.4 points against Chicago. He's got a fucking beautiful, tasty matchup this week. Look for another 20 plus fantasy points. I'm going Christian Watson all the way. Thank you. Or Chris Moore. No, Christian Watson. Give me Watson. I think Watson's a high end wide receiver too this week. Could sneak his way into low end wide receiver 1 numbers. Need to start too, asks Mike Martinez. What's up, Mike? Olave, London, Watson. Give me Christian Watson. Again, I just feel like he's a high end wide receiver too this week. Don with 2 flex spots. Yeah, I've kept more in. The rest, it's a crapshoot, all being equal. Agreed. Chris Moore, Marquise Brown. LL just got him. Give me Chris Moore. Is Waller worth anything if he plays? What's up, Ant? Of course you're asking about Waller. You damn Raiders homer. This dude is a friend of mine. He's in a couple fantasy leagues of mine. He plays, fantasy football in general. Good dude. Love you, Ant. But yeah, no, it's funny. The dude who used to live up here. He moved to Vegas. I'm kind of making that same move next year. So I'm following you, Ant. I'm following you. You better fucking plug me into the social pipeline down there. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm fucking with you. And then his fucking team moves to him. What the hell? When does that happen? The 49ers ain't gonna move there, so whatever. Lucky son of a bitch. And then he's a fucking Oakland A's fan, and they're talking about moving there. Like, dude, what the fuck? The Blazers better not fucking move there. Or we pit. No, it ain't gonna happen. Actually, if I'm moving there, I would love the Blazers to go there. No, it's all right. Stay in Portland. Is Waller gonna be worth a damn? He was activated from injured reserve. So my guess is that he's going to be in, that he's going to be playing. I think that he's going to see a decent amount of volume. And, he's been, like, in the beginning of the season, he was getting a target share 6, 8, 5, 5. So a decent amount of targets. I mean, it really depends on who you're playing him against. Is he going to be worth a damn? Maybe. But against New England, am I really banking on him? Not really. So if you've got other options, go with them. It just really depends on who your options are. I feel like, and then with tight end, though, I mean, he could have a decent week and still be a top 10 tight end. But it just depends on who he's going up against. I think he's going to be more of a high-end tight end 2, than he is going to be a tight end 1 this week. So if you have other options, go with them. It depends on who you have, like between him and Foster Moreau, I'm going with Waller on that one. But if it's against, hold on a second. So I got some questions from people asking them to come on the show so I can answer, because it's hard to fucking get it out. There's only 30 minutes left. So anyway. So yeah, that's my answer there. I'd start him over Murrow. I'd start him over maybe half the tight ends in the league. But if you've got other options, go with them. Chris Moore over Hollywood, Pickens, and Burkhead, right? Right. Bingo. Bringo. You got it. First place on Fantasy Key. Yeah, for now. For now, Alejandro. But my gal, Carolyn, my good friend, she's gonna beat you this week. I just feel it. And if she does, I take over the first place spot. And it doesn't matter because it's the playoffs. I'll still get an championships between you and I'll win it. Garrett Wilson with Zachy or Lazard. Yeah, don't give me Lazard. Zach Wilson said everyone. I'm going to get to that in a moment. Sorry, Scratch. Last question. Oh, Mora Watson. Give me Christian Watson. 9 of 11 in playoffs. Got lots of questions. Thanks for the answers. Hey, 11 out of 13 in the playoffs. I know how it goes. Yeah, we're pimping it. Got lots of questions. Thanks for the. Yeah, I might not even get to this shit. I might just be answering all your questions. We'll see. Russell Wilson is out. Oh yeah, what the fuck am I thinking? Good point. I don't know where my mind was at on that. Hold on just a second. I don't know why the hell. Yeah, where was my mind on that one? I knew that. I mean, I know that obviously. My head was up my ass. Thanks for help taking it out. It doesn't matter. The point is, let's see. So yeah, it's what is it? Sorry, I'm trying to look at. Give me just a moment. Yeah. So yeah. It's not Murray versus Wilson because it's McCoy versus Rippon. And yeah, like again, Rippon's gonna rely on the running game, which is why I like Laddie Murray in this one. So anyway, Jacobs, Zay Jones, Montgomery, Josh Jacobs. What do you? It's not even a question, Cass. If you needed me to pick two, give me Zay Jones. I don't like starting the Bears this week against the Eagles. It's a bad matchup. Trevor Lawrence to Justin Fields. I'm going to go Justin Fields because of the running ability. I think that his legs are going to give him enough to get him, right around 20 fantasy points. I think Lawrence gets you, 15 to 17. There you go. Jerick McKinnon or Latavius Murray. That's an interesting one because as much as the Chiefs have been using Pacheco, which we all like, McKinnon's been getting a lot of scary play. I think he got a lot of attention last week. I don't think he gets as much this week. Give me Laddie Murray. Waller got hurt for asking to start him or not. Wait. Oh, right. That hurt him there. So, yeah, he'll be out. No, I'm just kidding. Last question, Godwin or Watson, just because of the matchup of Godwin versus Cincinnati. Yeah, give me Christian Watson. I'm not about the Bucs this week. Waller got hurt reading the question. Oh, yeah, there you go. Sure he did. Thank you, brother, for doing the Tinker Sticker Power Hour today, and good luck. Thank you so much, Matt. Good luck to you. And I'm not facing you in our league, so good luck. Dulcich or Johnson? See, that's one of those questions I like because that I've been thinking about that one myself. And I'm going to go Dulcich just because it's one of those things where, the tight end tends to be the security blanket. I think that this could be a decent game for Sutton as well. It's interesting. It could be a scary good game for him. He's an interesting DFS pick because he's not going to be worth a lot. But Dulcich, kind of the same thing. At tight end, I like him. I like Dulcich this week. I like him in general, but I do like him this week. It's a good matchup. And I get into that in a moment. Juwan Johnson, he could go either way. It's too volatile, too risky for me. I like to go something solid with Dulcich. I think Checo scores more than Aaron Jones or Olave. Not more than Jones. Olave, yeah. Sup, PPR, need tight end from Juwan Johnson, Higbee, Tanyan, please. I know. Vomit, blah. Yeah, right. Wait, what do we got? Oh, yeah, you're right. See, I'm fucking up. I prepared all this shit, and I fucking totally spaced on a few things. You're right. Sutton is out. Good call. Jerry Judy. There you go. Jerry Judy's gonna have a fine game. Dulcich, yeah, and that's it. Yeah, especially with that was actually my point. I don't know. Thank you for reminding me because I had a point on that. I fucking smoked and drank. Fuck me. I'm rusty, all right? No, seriously. Thank you for that. Yeah. No, that's what I was trying to say though. Sutton is going to be out, so I think the security blanket is Dulcich. Start Dulcich. I already knew that. I had it. It's all written. Fucking crazy. I take some time off, and yeah. Anyway, bear with me. So, thank you for that. Jawan Johnson, Higbee, Tanyan. I guess you're going Jawan Johnson in that case. Fine. Patriots defense, Saints defense, Arizona defense, Carolina. You could go with the Pats defense. It's not a bad pick, but just because it's going to be like, I don't know. But with Josh McDaniels' revenge game, that's the narrative, right? Whatever. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be fine. And if that's the case, then the Pats defense is going to be okay. But not really, honestly, I think that the Carolina defense is surprising. If I'm going with any of them, they've been actually playing a lot better. And the Steelers are fucking been terrible. I think both those defenses, I think the Steelers and the Panthers defenses are both good pickups this week. Of those four, I'm going to go with the shocker and start Carolina. Yes. Sutton's out. I know you answered the question, but I'm going to ask again: Conklin or Henry? I'm going Hunter Henry. I had reasons for that too. I'm not a big fan of starting him, but I don't want to start Conklin either because of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is, basically a succubus for fantasy points for his supporting players. That's just the way we've seen it for 2 years now. Okay, don't start anyone. Maybe you're still starting Garrett Wilson, but that's it. So, I like Hunter Henry in this game as it's a decent enough matchup for him against the Raiders, who are giving up the 8th most fantasy points at tight ends this season. Okay. So yeah, he's been on a little bit, been getting some more targets, been a little more consistent with his target share. Give me Hunter Henry over Conklin this week. And finally, before I move on to this, would you play Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson against Detroit? Nope. If you've got other people, go with it. If you have to choose one of them, go Garrett Wilson. All right? So there you go. So now real quick, I'm going to go over some notes here, and then I'm going to head out because that's it. Carolyn, I will answer. I'll get your question as soon as I get off of here. I'll type you out your answer. And you couldn't make it to the show for whatever reason. It's fine. Nick, thank you, bro. Appreciate all the help. Tyrant King for life. That's right. And I'll be back at least for Tinker Sticker Power Hour next season. So let me go over some things. Just a few notes about the games here. All right. So we're gonna go through that real quick, and then end the show. Eagles at the Bears. It's gonna be freezing their asses off there. 20 degrees at kickoff. It's gonna be cold as fuck. Oh wait, you here next week for Christmas? Nah, I ain't here. I got family. I got Christmas I got to take care of. I know that's Christmas Eve is when most of the games are going to happen, but still, I got too much to do. I'm not going to be back. I'm just doing kind of a one-off here as a Christmas gift to you all. All right? So there you go. Eagles, we're going all hands on deck. Start everyone. Start Sanders. Start A.J. Brown. Start Devontae Smith. Start Hurts. Start, they didn't activate Goddard, so obviously ain't starting Goddard, but start your regular guys. The Bears are 31st against the pass, 29th against the run. Okay? When it comes to adjusted defense, they're 32nd. They're last place. They suck. The Bears are terrible. The Bears, monsters of the Midway, right? The Bears, Bears. Chipmunks, maybe, but Bears, no. There you go. Christmas story. Gotta love it. Anyway, full of quotes. That's what I do. So against the Chipmunks, yeah, start them all. I'm expecting these big games from these guys. Hurts, Sanders, Brown, Smith. Okay, the Eagles D, all over the place. Love them. All right. I think Fields is going to be okay. He's going to get around 20 points. You might want to do him, but Fields has the highest sack rate since David Carr in 2005. So I think that the Eagles D is good to use. I wouldn't start anyone for the Bears other than, I mean, I'd sit Monty if you can. I'd sit everyone. Excuse me, except for Fields. And even then, I'm only playing him if I don't have much else at QB. So there you go. All right. Said all the Bears got to there. Okay, Lions at Jets. There's really no weather issues this week. There was like snow, but they've cleared that out in all the stadiums, in the places where there is snow. So you're going to sit this committee, as far as I'm concerned, with Jamal Williams and Swift. I mean, they're going to get you 10 to 12 fantasy points. That ain't going to be enough. You need more than that. Even with Quinn and Williams out, I think the Jets D is no joke, and especially against the run. Sauce Gardner is taking care of it in the passing game, too. So really, it doesn't matter. All right. You're going to start people with caution. Of course, you're going to still start the Sun God. DJ Chark in a pinch. If you need him, sure. I'm okay with that. Zach's back, so you're going to sit everyone for the Jets. No Garrett Wilson. I mean, Garrett Wilson only if you absolutely have to, but you're definitely sitting everyone else. I mean, knowing the backfield, I mean, you might start Bam Knight, maybe. But I mean, you should have better options if you're, this deep into the league. If you're going for a playoff spot or you're in the playoffs, I'm not starting Bam Knight only in desperation. I'm ignoring everyone else. Steelers and Panthers next. No, seriously though, sit almost everybody. You're gonna start Najee, of course. Foreman, sure, okay. Fryermuth, all right. Other than that, start the defenses. Chiefs and Texans, you're going to sit everyone but Chris Moore for the Texans, and you're going to start Chris Moore as, let's say, a low-end wide receiver too. I think that's about right. For the Chiefs, of course, you're going to start everyone, including the Kansas City defense. The Texans, of course, even with all the injuries and everything, and just in general, they suck a dead bull's cock. That's just how it is. Or a dead cow's teat. Either way, I'm equal opportunity. I ain't sexist. Whatever you want to do. Dead bull's cock or dead cow's teat. Either way, the Texans suck. That's how it is. So that's my analysis right there. Okay, you're starting Mahomes, you're starting Kelsey, you're starting Pacheco, you're starting Juju, you're starting the KC defense. You might flex in McKinnon in deep leagues. That's it. All right. Falcons at Saints. Ritter's debut. I'll like him better next season. You're going to basically sit everyone. Patterson and Algi are taking too much away from each other. Olave, you're going to start him as a flex in deep leagues. You're going to start, Kamara, of course. Maybe Jawan Johnson if you're desperate at tight end. But other than that, not much. Cowboys at the Jags. Yeah, of course, you're starting Lamb and Dak and Schultz. Okay. And you're just going to start both Zeke and Pollard. Start them both. If you have them both, start them both. Unless you got other really good running back options. I like them both for 15 plus fantasy points. Of course, you're starting Christian Kirk. Zay Jones, you're going to start in deep leagues. I think Christian Kirk's the guy. I know Zay Jones has been cutting into that, but I think Christian Kirk has been the more consistent guy. So I like him. Evan Ingram, he's alive, ladies and gentlemen. Put him in there. At tight end, I expect top 10 tight end numbers from him once again. Cowboys aren't that great against tight ends. Not big on Lawrence, even in a decent game, but the defense is all right. So I'm not liking him so much in here. I'm sitting ETN. He's got a bad matchup, and I think he's hit a rookie wall. I know he ain't a rookie, but he didn't play at all in his rookie season. So this is basically his rookie season. So he's hit his rookie wall, which is too bad. I'm a big fan of Travis Etienne. I think he's going to be somewhat of a steal next season. I think he's going to slip to like the second round, and I think he's going to be a steal. He's going to be a top 10 running back next season. Cardinals at Broncos. No Kyler, no problem. No, big problem. Big problem. I'm sitting everyone but Nuke. And even then, I'm like, am I really starting Nuke Hopkins at the Broncos? Broncos are the number one team against wide receivers in fantasy. That's a tough matchup. I guess I'm starting Nuke, but I ain't starting anybody else. No Brown, no one. Fuck it. Connor, unless you're stacked at running back, you're starting him. The Cards D is good against, you know, quarterbacks. Obviously, that's going to hurt. Brett Rippin. I mean, he's not that great anyway. Like I said, Dulcich is worth it because he'll be the security blanket. So really, he's the only passing option I'm starting. You might start Jerry Jeudy because Sutton's out, but I'm not expecting too much from him. Go ahead and give me Dulcich on that though. Let's see. The Cards are bottom 5 versus tight ends. So that's another reason to start Dulcich. Dulcich. I heard someone call him Dulcich the other day. I don't think that's right. Broncos D's good, good streaming starter. I think both teams, Cards and Broncos, are good streaming options this week for defense. If you need defenses, Pats at Raiders. It's the Josh McDaniels revenge game. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, this game's gonna suck. Santa Claus's big ass candy cane. All right, that's just the way it is. It's not going to be that entertaining. You're going to start both defenses. You're going to start both running backs, of course. In fact, well, I wouldn't start Pierce Strong. I'd start Ramondre Stevenson. Start Josh Jacobs. You're going to start Devontae Adams, but you're going to sit everyone else in this game. Let's move on. Titans at Chargers. You're starting the studs, and that's it. So Henry, Eck, Herbert, Allen. That's it. Sit everybody else. What else you got to know? If you have other questions about that, put them there. But that's where I'm going with it. I'm just starting the studs, and I'm sitting everyone else for this game. Fuck it. There's not much else to do. I've never been a fan of Tannehill. I'm definitely, I'm a fan of Herbert. Herbert to Allen is good. Hunter Henry. Derrick Henry. King Henry is the only player that I'm really starting for the Titans. I'm not going to start either defense. Both teams can score. So there you go. Bengals at Bucks. Of course, you're starting Burrow, starting Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon. Duh. Okay. Higgins, I'm sitting. I'm sitting Higgins because even though he's going to play, I think he's going to be more of a decoy. Which Bucks running back? I guess I'm flexing them both. 12 to 15 points apiece. Old man Brady's going to rely on the running game. So both White and Fournette are flex options for me. You're sitting Tom Brady. He hasn't really done shit. He's getting worse, as the season goes on. Now you start Evans and Godwin and a wide receiver, a flex. You can sit him if you have, other options though. Giants at Commanders. It's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. I'm going to start both defenses in this one. For the Giants, other than that, I'm starting only Saquon. I don't like Danny Pennies. I don't like any of the wide receivers. It's just not consistent enough. Slayton, maybe, but it's just not consistent. I can't recommend him. For the Commanders, I'm starting Brian Robinson. The Giants' defense is terrible versus the run. Bottom 10 in fantasy, so I like Brian Robinson there. And that's really and I'm only starting Scary Terry if you really, really have to. Other than that, I'm leaving most of the people in these games alone. It's going to be a lot of defense. And finally, Rams at Packers. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, and fuck everyone else, honestly. On the Rams, I ain't starting fucking anybody. Fuck that. No one. Maybe Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson, I'd flex him in a 12-team plus league if you don't have a lot of options. Other than that, no one on the Rams. Not starting Aaron Rodgers. Oh, yeah, Christian Watson, obviously. I think he's a good start. But other than that, I'm leaving this game alone. All right? So there you go. There's your very special one-off Tinker Stinker Power Hour in the books. Now, I'm going to get off of here and try to, in the next 7 minutes, set all my lineups, answer Carolyn's questions, and hope that it's done in time. All right? Real quick. There we go. Hashtag Tyrant Gang for life. Love it. Real quick. See, great info. Need to hear from someone who get right to the point. Got it. Thank you. Brady, Lawrence, or Jones at QB or McCoy. Fuck. Give me Lawrence. Boyd good? No. I mean, he might play, but I'm not playing him. In fact, if he does play, he'll be kind of decoyish too. If he doesn't, I'm not playing him, obviously. So anyway, there you go. Hey everyone. Thank you for coming on. Love you all. I'll be back next season. All right. That's it for this season. One-off Christmas special for all you. I love you all. Have the happiest of holidays and a happy new year. Richard, see you next season. All right. See you next season. Okay. Have the happiest of holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. And that might be over. Kwanzaa, whatever the Boxing Day, Wrestling Day, whatever you celebrate. Happy that. Happy New Year. Good luck in your games this week. Good luck in the playoffs. I want to see a lot of championships from you guys, all right? Let's see it. Love you all. Until next season. I'm out. Peace.